So my name is Yvonne Blake and I work here at CrossFit Clitheroe. I'm one of the coaches, but I specialise in mobility because I'm a sports therapist. So today I'm going to put together a video of just basic post-workout stretches. So we're going to start from your feet and work up to your head, and I'm just going to give you a few stretches that you can work on after you've done any workouts that you've done online. Just concentrate on the bits that you feel you've used in workouts, but I will try as we go through to give you an idea of the types of movements that it will be useful for. Just safety or health-wise, if you go into a stretch and you get pain, then obviously stop it. You can speak to your coach and they'll put you in contact with me if you're having pain from doing any of these movements, but I would suggest you stop. On all of the stretches that we do, they're ultimately to be held for 30 seconds. But you would firstly move into the point of tension, not pain, and then 15 seconds in, take a nice deep breath in and then move deeper into the stretch, and that should allow you to stretch a bit more. As I say, if you want to get in contact with me, feel free. So we're going to start with our feet. So most two calf stretches that we can do. So the first one is going to be for gastrocnemius. These will be useful for if you've been doing double unders or box jumps or running. So the first one, you're probably familiar with all of these anyway. So you are moving into a long lunge with a straight back leg and trying to keep your heel down. You want to make sure that your toes are facing forward, not out to the side, otherwise you don't get the stretch. So you're dropping onto your front leg and keeping your heel down as much as possible. And you should feel this high up in your calf, just below your knee. So, moving into the stretch till you feel tension, then take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, lower yourself into the stretch a little more. And hold that ultimately for 30 seconds. The next one is to put your foot beside your thigh, and your aim is to press down on your knee. So you're rocking your body weight forward, and this time the stretch will move down from your calf high up here, down to the back of your heel more, and this is stretching a muscle called soleus. And you're just going to drop your body weight onto the front knee and just hold it there. Again, deep breath in. As you breathe out, drop your body weight onto the top. Your aim is to keep your heel down, but it doesn't matter if it comes off in this instance, as long as you can feel the stretch behind your leg. Okay, next stretch is for your quads. So we'll just do a simple stretch. So you're lying face down, you can put your forehead on your arm, and you're reaching behind, grabbing the top of your foot and pulling your heel towards your bottom. If you could get your heel towards your bottom, then you're going to tighten your glutes and squeeze your hips into the ground, which would increase the stretch on the front. If you can't reach your foot, you can always get your finger in the back of your shoe, or hold on to the back of leggings, or wrap a towel around and pull your foot towards you, or maybe get somebody else to help you. So your aim is to hold on to your foot. Nice deep breath in after 15 seconds. As you breathe out, squeeze your glutes more and push your hips into the ground. And you'll feel them up the front of your quads here. The next one is hamstrings. So, sitting nice and tall, bring one leg into your knee and drop it out to the side. So the hamstring we're stretching is the back of this leg. Your aim is to keep your legs straight and to keep your back flat. So rounding your back off doesn't do anything. You need to keep a flat back and aim as far as you can towards your foot. So the aim, my hamstrings are terrible, the aim is to reach towards your toes. If you can't reach your toes, like me, then you can grab your ankle or you can grab your knee. And your aim is to pull your chest towards your thigh. It's important that your opposite arm to the leg you're stretching reaches forward, because otherwise you could turn sideways and then you're getting a stretch in a different part of your body. So keep your chest facing towards your thigh, reach as far forward as you can, take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, use your hands to pull yourself nearer towards your thigh. And relax after 30 seconds. Obviously in each of these you're going to be doing both right and left. Also bear in mind that the stretch is your own stretch. So it doesn't matter if you can't go as far as I can or if you can go much further than I can. Your flexibility is individual, so don't feel as though you have to wang yourself into next Christmas. It's just till you feel tension in that muscle. So that's your hamstrings. Next, we'll do adductors. So your adductors are the muscles up the inside of your legs here. So you're going to put the soles of your feet together, hold on to your ankles, sit up nice and tall, and you're going to use your elbows to push your legs down. So the closer you can get your heel towards your bottom, the bigger the stretch will be. So you're going to press down with your elbows as you lean forward. After 15 seconds, nice deep breath in and push down on your elbows. If you can get your knees to the floor, thighs to the floor, you probably don't need to stretch your adductors, so it's probably better to move on to a different stretch. So that's your adductors on the inside. These ones would be useful if you've been doing squats. So if you've been doing any squatting type movement, then it's useful to work on your thighs. Just bear in mind that any of these stretches can be done anytime. You don't have to have worked out at all because it's useful to get your lengthen your muscles at any time. So the next one, sorry to keep looking at my piece of paper, can never remember them, is for your hip flexors. So for hip flexors, you're just going to go into a long lunge position. So don't let your knee go over your toe and keep your back leg as far back as you can, and you can keep your knee on the floor. So your aim is to push your front knee forward, and you should feel a stretch more up the front here. Try not to drop your body forward because that reduces the stretch. So if you can, you don't need to lean backwards, but keep your body upright. Push forward, take a nice deep breath in after 15 seconds, breathe out, and drop into the stretch a bit more. If you want to, some people will rotate towards the leg, which increases the stretch. So feel free to add that part in if you want to. Next part is for glutes. So we're stretching glute maximus, which is the big muscle in your bottom. So you're laying down and you're going to pull your knee to the opposite shoulder. But you don't want to twist your body because that becomes a back stretch. So keep both hips on the floor, pull your knee towards your opposite shoulder, and you should feel that in this area of your bottom. Some people get hip impingement, and if you feel as though you're getting a pain in your hip here, then you can always move the knee slightly over towards your waist, but try and keep your bottom down, don't take your bottom off the ground. So move your hip down and then the feeling of impingement should pass. Again, good for people who've been doing squats, box step-ups, any of that type of thing. So you have two muscles in your bottom. The other one is a deeper muscle called your piriformis. And some people need to stretch this just because they have sciatic problems. So it's useful for all sorts of things. So you're going to lay back, put your ankle on your opposite knee, and you're going to reach through and pull your thigh towards your chest. And you will feel this in this glute on this side. So just pulling your knee towards, take a nice deep breath and pull out. You may not be able to get anywhere near here because I'm quite flexible in my hips. So you may find yourself here. If you are really flexible, you can hold your leg here with this hand and push your knee out with the other, and that increases the stretch a little bit. So this is really good for people who get sciatic pain and low back pain. So those are all the hip muscles. So the next one we're going to do is for low back. So most of you will know this as child's pose, and you do this in yoga. So your knees are below your hips and you're in 4-point kneeling. Your hands are underneath your elbows. You're going to drop back and drop your bottom towards your heels. If you can't get your bottom onto your heels, block or a rolled up towel under your legs here so you're not in pain. And then you're just going to drop your head forward, and you should feel a nice stretch through your back. If you're really flexible like I am, and you can put your head on the floor, you can put your hands on something. It doesn't have to be a roller, it just happens to be there. And then you can make the stretch a bit bigger on your shoulders by lifting your arms up higher. So that's called child's pose, so that's just a stretch for your lumbar spine and for your lats. But we can also add on to this a lat stretch. So if you walk your hands around to the right, keeping your body, your hips square, you'll feel a stretch up the outside of your body here. And in this position, just take nice, slow, deep breaths for 30 seconds. And of course, you can walk over to the other side. The stretch is up this side of your body. And just nice, deep, slow breaths in that position. And walk back to the centre and just relax. So that's child's pose. We can also do a stretch for, gosh, this is going to be really posh, tensor fascia lata, which is TFL. And this is used a lot if you've taken up running and the front of your hip hurts. So, lying on your back, keep your arms out to the side. This keeps your shoulders down and stops you twisting your back. You're going to drop both legs to one side, lift the bottom leg out, and put your ankle on your knee. Pull, use this leg to pull this leg down, and you'll get a stretch over the outside of your thigh. So just try not to twist your body as you do it. So you can just hold and breathe in that position. Obviously, to do the same, you need to go into this position, drop both knees, put your ankle over the opposite knee, and pull your leg down. Okay, that's for your outer hip. And then, lastly, we'll do one for rotation. So again, a similar position, but you're side lying. So the aim is to have one knee stacked over the other, and to keep them in this position. So you can put your lower arm on your top leg to hold them in position. And your aim is to touch the floor in front and reach behind you. What you don't want is your knees to do this and just drop back over. So you want to keep your knees stacked and reach behind you as far as possible. And this stretches and mobilises your upper back. And it's really useful for if you've got backache. So you're just moving to one side. You need to do it on the opposite. Drop both knees down, hold on to them, and then turn yourself around. And don't worry if you find that one side is better than the other. We're all lopsided, so in one stretch you'll be better than the right and the left, and the other you might be better on left than right. But the aim is to try and get your self balance, so get both sides the same. Next one is so moving up your body, so onto lats. So crossed legs, or you can have extended, you can sit however you want, doesn't even matter if you do it in a chair. So put one hand behind you, behind your hip here, reach up to the ceiling, bend your back arm, and go to the diagonal of the opposite room, of the opposite corner of the room. And you'll feel a stretch all up the outside of your body, and that also releases your lumbar spine here. And again, nice deep breaths. When you're doing these stretches, nice deep breaths really opens up your rib cage, which will help the stretch. And again, to the opposite side, hand behind your hip, up in the air, and drop over. A nice stretch for your lower back also is to put your feet together in front of you, reach your hands inside your legs, and grab your feet, and then drop your head as though you're trying to push your own backside, and use your hands to pull yourself forward and get a nice round back. And again, in that position, take nice deep breaths. So last few stretches. So rotator cuff. So all CrossFitters, or lots of CrossFitters, get shoulder pain. And usually that's connected to a rotator cuff and possibly to not warming up so well on loads of pull-ups. So you are side lying. If you've got a bad neck, you can always put a pillow or something under your head. So your elbow should be in front of your shoulder and your hand is pointing up to the ceiling. So to stretch your external rotators, you're going to push your hand towards the floor. So it doesn't matter if you drop your hand like this, it doesn't improve the stretch. The aim is to get your forearm onto the floor. So push on the back of your wrist. So don't overdo it, you're not taking yourself into pain, but you do want to increase that stretch. So just holding that position after 15 seconds, take a nice deep breath in and move into the stretch a bit more. And then the opposite, when stretching the internal rotators, you're going to drop your hand above and press on your wrist, and you'll see that I'm actually more flexible this way. The aim is to be able to get your forearm on the floor both ways. Most people are stronger one way than the other, and that imbalance is the thing that causes the problem in people's shoulders. So do the stretch mostly on the side that you're short, where you don't have enough rotation. Then we are going to do a neck stretch. Doesn't matter how you sit. So you can sit on a chair, doesn't matter. So you're going to drop firstly your ear to your shoulder. But what we don't want is for you to drop your ear to your shoulder and bring your shoulder up. So sit on this hand. So put your hand under your bottom, sit on it, and then you can use that as leverage to keep your shoulder pulled down. And then just drop your ear to your shoulder. You can extend that stretch by putting your hand on your head and just pulling your head over. And you'll feel that stretch up from your shoulder right up into your ear. Try not to have your head facing forward or look up to the ceiling. Keep looking forward, but pull your ear over to your shoulder. Then next, obviously you can do that to the other side. The next one is to stretch your upper back and your neck. So all you're going to do is tuck your chin into your chest. So if I do it from the side, you'll see that I'm not putting my head forward, I'm pulling my chin into my chest and rounding off the top of my back. To extend the stretch a bit more, you can put your hands, you're not pulling your head forward, just using the weight of your hands. So just put your hands on the top of your head and drop into it a bit more. So you can round your upper back off as well. And just take nice deep breaths in this position. And you'll be able to relax into it a bit more. That's really good if you're somebody who spends a lot of time watching telly or at a computer, that type of thing. And then lastly, rhomboids. So rhomboids are the muscles between your shoulder blades here. Oh no, there is one. And all you're going to do is link your hands. Some people turn their hands inside out, don't think it makes any difference. But your aim is to pull your shoulders out of their sockets so that your shoulder blades separate. And then just drop your head between your hands and just pull in that position to get a stretch across your upper back. So that was for your rhomboids, and the last one that I've forgotten is for your pectorals or your muscles on the front of your chest here. If you've been doing lots of push-ups, these will be useful. So all you're going to do is take your hands, put them on your lumbar spine or on your lower back with your fingers pointing downwards, and the aim is to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your elbows together, which does squeeze your shoulder blades. So squeeze as much as you can, take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just pull your shoulder blades together a bit more. And relax. So hopefully you can use some of those stretches. Whether you're working out or not, they're useful because we're not really being very active and our body is going to get tighter and tighter. It's good if you're warm before you do it, so maybe after a shower or after a bath makes our muscles more pliable if you haven't warmed up doing some form of exercise. So good luck. If you feel like you need to be in contact because you've got any problems with any of those, just contact your coach and they'll put you in touch. Stay safe. Bye-bye.